Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, thanks.
That's good. You
Um,
too.
is it okay if I record this for our YouTube channel?
Um, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I
Probably
can
can't
leave.
give you too much information, but
Yeah. Well, you can leave out the exact details of the location and your name if you want. That's fine.
yep, that's better. Yep,
Yep. No worries. Okay. So thanks for getting in touch.
yep. No
Um,
worries.
the other lady that's camped near you had a sighting or two herself a few years back, and I did an interview with her just the other day.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So it was kind of a pretty fresh kind of interview. It was only like a week or two weeks ago, maybe, when I spoke to her. So it's pretty uncanny that you had a sighting. So you're roughly in south central Queensland where you're camped out there at the moment. How long have you been out that area for?
Um, Probably about 6 weeks now.
Okay, and have you? Well, basically, just go ahead and tell me what happened. Anyway, let's hear what you saw.
Um, well, normally I close up, after dark, and then if I want to smoke, I get into the driver's seat so that I'm not opening and closing the door all the time.
Sure.
But the other night, my son rang quite late at night, well, late for him, and so I was sitting here with the door open having a smoke, and it was probably about 10 o'clock, I suppose,
Yeah.
and it was really dark outside, and I only had a little light on inside the van, and all of a sudden I could see these two illuminated eyes staring at me, like straight in front of me, and I'm like, what is that? Like, I couldn't work it out, and I said that, because I was talking to my son, and I said, oh, it might be a dingo. He's like, no, it wouldn't be a dingo, it's probably a fox. I'm like, no, it's not a fox. It was too big for a fox. I suppose it was about the size of a dingo.
Yeah.
Um,
What colour
but
were
it was
the
so,
eyes?
sorry, what
What?
colour?
Yeah.
Um, Sort of eliminated greeny, I suppose. Like,
Okay.
yeah, it
Like a bit
was
of
like,
a very. Sorry. Go on. Go on.
no, it was just like little torches, two little torches. It was quite weird.
Okay. Go on.
And it was really quiet, like I didn't hear it coming up. It was like probably about 7, 8 meters away from me,
Okay.
and it was walking along the bush side, and the long grass there's about, I don't know, over a meter high. So it was suppose it was about half the height of the long grass.
So it's a reasonable sized animal.
Yeah, yeah. And at first I'm thinking, oh, it's a dog, and then I'm thinking, well, I haven't seen any stray dogs that look like that, and I've never seen dogs' eyes glow like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was so quiet, and then by the time I got up to get my torch, it had started walking away. But it walked differently to a dog. It was rather strange.
Okay.
And then it just sort of disappeared. And then I was talking to my friend the next day, and I said, do dogs' eyes glow in the dark? And she's like, no. And then that's when she started talking about this, and I'm like, wow, okay. Yeah, because it was different. It wasn't a dog. It was very different. Nothing I'd ever seen before.
Okay. You've seen dingoes and foxes plenty of times.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I knew it wasn't a fox. And I've never seen dingoes around this area.
Okay.
Um, and it walked differently to a dingo. It walked different.
How
It sort
many
of just,
how many seconds do you reckon you saw it for?
it stood there staring at me for quite a while, long enough for me to have a conversation with my son about it.
Okay.
And it didn't move the whole time. It just stood there looking at me.
And
And
then
I
it
was looking at it like,
sort of gradually walked off, did it?
yeah, it wasn't in a hurry. I wasn't scared of it. It wasn't scared of me. Um, yeah, it was just unusual.
Anything about its shape or I mean, obviously there's something about the gait that's peculiar with the way it walks. What
Yeah,
would you say it was walking almost like it was injured, maybe?
yeah, yeah. But it wasn't. It didn't look like it was hurt.
It just had a weird walk about
It
it.
just had a weird walk. Yeah, and it was very quiet. Like, And it didn't scare me. If it was a wild dog, I'd probably be scared of it, but...
Yeah, okay, so it just checked you out and quietly walked off.
Yeah.
So you probably saw it in total for half a minute, a minute?
Oh, probably maybe even 2 minutes.
Yeah, right.
It was quite a while.
Yep.
Yeah, long enough for me to have a conversation with my son about it, and long enough for me to at first stare there and sit here and look at it, like thinking to myself, what the hell, like.
So with the limited amount of lighting that you had, could you see any distinguishing features about its body, or just its overall shape, or what could you see?
Just its overall shape, really. And it wasn't a dark colour. It wasn't white. It wasn't. I suppose it was darker than the dead bush. Yeah. For me to see its silhouette, kind of thing.
Yep.
Like a dark tanny colour, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't really see its head properly. I guess I saw the back of it with its tail. It was a different tail.
Different.
Dog and stuff.
Okay, could you describe the tail at all?
Well, the dog to me has its tail down, or whatever, or wagging, or whatever they do with their tail. But this was almost stiff. It was almost, up away from its body, kind of thing.
Was it curved up? Was it straight? Was it horizontal? Slightly vertical?
I suppose it had a bit of a curve in it.
Pointing upwards?
Yeah, pointed upwards, yeah. But I noticed it wasn't near its body. A dog will only put its tail out to go to the toilet or whatever.
Yeah, when they squat or something, yeah.
Yeah. But it was just away from its body, kind of thing.
And if you were going to compare it in size to a breed of dog, how big would you say it was?
Probably about the size of a dingo.
Right, okay. Which is a reasonable
size. It wasn't a big
size.
dog. It wasn't a thick, heavy-set dog. Do you know what I mean? Like, it had that thinness about it like a dingo does.
Yeah, okay. So more greyhound sort of in stature?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, but not as big as a dingo. Greyhound.
And clearly not a dog.
No, it wasn't a dog, no. I've never seen I've never seen anything's eyes illuminate like that.
Yeah, the one I saw in Tasmania in 2022, I've described that as having eyes like diamonds. Very sparkly. And the colour of those eyes they started off like a goldeny colour, but when it turned its head on an angle, they sort of went a goldeny, olivey, greeny colour. It was a greeny gold. It was a very shiny, sparkly. They were so sparkly. When it looked straight at me, they were incredibly sparkly under the headlights.
Yes. Well, this didn't really have any lights on it.
Yeah, just a bit of dull light from the inside the van.
Yeah, and the bush is pretty black when you sit here at night time. It's very black out there.
Yeah, when you got your torch on, did you get it under the torch at all as it was walking off?
No.
It was already gone?
Already gone.
How long in seconds do you think you were watching it walk off with that peculiar gait?
A couple of seconds, because that's when I thought, I've got to get my torch. And the first torch I picked up was the one, of course, that I haven't put new batteries in. And I'm like, where's my other torch?
Yeah, and there you are on a phone with a camera in it, and you'd still didn't get a photo,
yeah? Right? I thought it was well. I had the phone in my hand,
Yeah, never mind.
I don't think about my phone too much.
It's the story of my life, these sorts of could have almost but didn't sort of situations.
Yeah. Well, it didn't even occur to me to
a lot of people go into shock when they see a really unusual animal like that, and they don't think of taking a photo, and that's kind of normal, really.
Yeah.
As far as reactions go, not everyone instantly thinks grab the Polaroid or whatever,
No, some people do, but I'm not a phone person. I forget that I've even got a torch on my phone or a recording and stuff. It's like
yeah. No, never mind. How long have you been camped there? 6 weeks in that area.
Yeah, about 6 weeks, yeah.
Have you heard anything unusual at night?
No. I did hear some kind of animal around my van one night.
Yep. Do you have a dog with you at all?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. And I knew it wasn't a dog.
Are there many dogs in the campground there where you are?
There's a couple of dogs, yeah.
Okay.
But they don't go out at night. And most of them are kids.
Have they been spooked at night and carrying on? Have you heard them at all?
No. no.
Because that's the sort of thing that I'd expect.
Oh, okay, yeah, no.
Are there many roos or wallabies in the area?
Up further there is. Went for a walk the other day, yeah, up on the track.
Yep.
Where there's like a bit more of an open paddock.
Yep.
But the bush that I look onto is pretty dense bush.
Yep.
And long grass. They're going to do a burn off next week, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, okay.
What about all the animals in there?
That'll flush out a few.
Yeah, it will. Hopefully they'll find somewhere to go while it's happening. But to me, it looked like it was walking its boundary.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? It probably, and I said, it probably does this every night, like, and no one
really notices it. Yeah, maybe not every night. Sometimes they camp in an area for a while. Are you familiar with a Tasmanian tiger or a thylacine?
No, knew nothing about them until the last couple of days when I've been talking about it.
Have you had a look at some of them online in photographs?
Sort of, yes.
And
yes.
Have you drawn any conclusions as that being a possible candidate for what you saw?
Oh, absolutely.
Right,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the shape of it, yes.
Yep. Yeah, well,
I don't know about the stripes. I don't remember seeing stripes, but...
Yeah, that's not the end of the world at night time especially.
Okay, yeah.
Things, under certain lighting, things aren't always as obvious, and that's definitely the thing with stripes, because if you watch the old black and white films of Benjamin in the zoo, the last captive one in 1934 or whatever it was when that film was taken, when he turns on certain angles, his stripes disappear.
Oh, okay.
And that's daytime footage.
Okay, I haven't seen it. I've seen a photo of that.
That animal.
The last one. But...
Yeah. Well, that was the last captive one. It certainly wasn't the last one. And I get reports from all over mainland Australia.
Wow.
Every state. And lately we've had Queensland coming through. You're the third or fourth one from Queensland in the last couple of weeks. So,
wow.
Yeah, we're getting a fair bit of info. It's pretty good.
Could it be something about the weather that they're coming out into open ground, or?
No, possibly. It's anyone's guess, really, because not a lot of research was done on them in their natural habitat when they existed. Only notes from old trappers and stuff in Tassie.
Oh, yeah.
But they're definitely a migratory animal. They move from area to area, and they're seen in the same area every year or every second year at that time of the year, sort of thing, with the sightings information that we get. So it's fair to say that they're migratory within an area, and there's probably one big male that does most of the breeding in those areas. And they're not a pack animal, but they definitely work together at a distance.
Okay, so they don't live together in a pack.
No, small family group at some stage when they're teaching the young ones to hunt. The mother and the father will teach them together, I think. But often if she's got pouch young, because she's got a backwards facing pouch.
Yes.
They're a marsupial. I think he'll do a kill for her. He'll kill a wallaby or a roo, rip the throat out, drink the blood, and leave it for her, and then she'll come along and take the head off and take the lungs, and she'll keep following him, sort of thing. He'll do those kills for her when she can't leave him in a den.
Oh.
So I think they cooperatively hunt like that.
Okay.
To a degree, but I've heard them yipping in Tasmania, and there's several in a gully. You'll be in a gully and you'll hear them yipping from certain spots, and there's more than one animal. So they're definitely hunting as a family as they go through a gully or a valley or something,
Okay, and they eat wallabies and...
Yeah, wallabies, roos, wombats, lizards, waterfowl. They probably eat eels as well, I believe, at certain times of the year. So they're pretty versatile. They'll eat a fresh roadkill, but the telltale sign they're in the area is wallabies and roos with their heads and lungs missing.
Oh, okay.
So if you see any of that floating around, if you could get a photo of that, that would be great.
Okay, I'll keep my eye out now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's very
not something I would have thought of, but...
Yeah, it's actually a lot more widespread than what people realise.
Must be, yeah.
Yeah, the science has fallen asleep at the wheel on this one. Because, they're extinct on the mainland, and they have been for thousands of years, apparently. But all these people keep seeing them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But not to worry. Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll just edit this off as a short little interview and pop it up on our YouTube. And I haven't mentioned your name or the exact location where you are, so that's all good.
Sure.
We'll be sweet with that, and I'll send you the link if you like when I put it up, and you can have a listen.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Awesome. No worries. Thanks very much.
Interesting. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.